It always happens. That's the opening bell.
Let's see who's calling. Let's not bother. Just eliminate the call.
It's uncanny how that happens.
This is Dr. J.
Hello, everybody. The opening bell.
We're streaming live from Long Island, New York. And we have a lot to talk about today. I have a list of stocks that I would like to chart, including ATNF, which is in the news today, AUPH, which is trending, Tilray, which is popping.
Short some life, huh?
Better than expected earnings and outlook. So let's get down to business. As always, I want it's very important that our audience is very important to us, our live audience, our live streaming chat group. So we're going to take any and all requests that occur from our chat group. Let's go through it. Let's see who's here to start off the show. So we have Daryl Beard, who must have read my mind because I want to really chart AUPH and Elbow. So Daryl, yes, we will do both of those.
Yeah, AUPH is up 10%.
Spoon is here with us. Got to start plowing 80 AC. So I'll leave all the doom and gloom you had Tuesday. I didn't have doom and gloom.
We'll do BCRX.
What's your outlook on BCRX? Catch you later. No doom and gloom here, just a prediction of a long overdue 10 to 15% correction. I still think any day, any week, any sooner than later, we're going to get that 10 to 15% correction. As the analysts like to say, it's healthy to have those kind of corrections. They don't just go straight up in the market. I certainly didn't use the crash word, did I? I was talking 10.
Did not. I watched the show. You did not.
10 to 15%, unlike
that's not a
crash. You know how much trash talk there is on YouTube? Trash. I call it trash crash. Sensationalism to get viewers. We don't do that. We give our honest opinions, which are strictly our own.
Right.
Not constitute investment advice. Check with your own advisor before making any decisions. And please subscribe to the show while you're at it so you know when we're on, because we never know when we're on. Today is Wednesday. We're not supposed to be on. Are we supposed to be on Wednesday?
Not typically, but we may end up going back to it when our teaching starts.
Yeah, but for now, Tuesday and Friday has been our regular schedule. But being that Professor Spike wasn't around yesterday, I wanted to do a special show in honor of Professor Spike's anniversary.
Yes, indeed.
Can you share with us the number?
24 years of untapped bliss. Bliss on tap.
Okay. Happy anniversary. So we have a lot of people waiting to be heard from. So let's go.
Yeah, so we have a couple of charts we definitely need to do.
We must chart Sava and Innovis. I think that's
right.
Along with CR, what's that symbol? CRT.
You gave me CRTX. We could take a look.
Another play on
and I'm on one that's sort of very volatile.
Good
and did you see also that Denali didn't do too well?
Sean gets a polite award. He always says good morning. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning.
M is very polite. Snaid from Utah.
Oh, polite. Nobody's nasty at all.
Professor Spike, can I ask you something?
You absolutely
Where the hell is Utah?
Again, I don't get that one. I still.
You know why you don't get it? Because you're not 90.
You told that joke to me a year ago, and I still don't get it.
It's not 90. You're not 90. No vaudevillian routine. You gotta be 90.
One of these days, I'll get that joke. Maybe when I turn 90.
Good morning, says Andrew. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Well, this was the question yesterday, right? He left you with that question about AMD. And you said absolutely.
AMD, I was asked on the show yesterday, will AMD break 100? And I said yes. And then I said maybe.
Yeah, no, that was funny.
Yeah. I gave an enthusiastic yes and then an afterthought of maybe. I do think it will. Good morning, Cabinet Guy from the Green Mountain State. Cabinet Guy, you still in PaySafe? I guess the answer is yes. Athesis and Neo we did yesterday. We'll see if we can squeeze it in.
You know, ATHX, nothing really happened today.
I was going to do XPEV instead of Neo, but maybe we could do them both.
Okay, we'll see how much time we have.
Patrick, he speculates
the
CEO of Innovis, that's Maria.
He's actually looking under the hood, finding out there's only 2 people there.
Setting it up for a buyout.
So like when you open up your car and you see the variables on the wheel.
No manufacturing, no sales, no marketing, no labs, no research and development, and no scientists are required.
But they do have a medicine.
Employees are sufficient for a buyout. Patrick has it all figured out. It's all figured out. Patrick has it all figured out.
Yep.
Sean says that today is much better than yesterday. And you know why? I agree with you. You know why it's much better? Because Kat is with us today. And Professor Spike is with us today.
Yeah.
That automatically makes it
a regular ray of sunshine.
Makes it much better today. Much better. And the biotechs are no longer biodrec today. They're all coming back.
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
So why is everybody rattling the cages about AMD anyway?
I think China is bouncing. So while the averages may not reflect it, my portfolio looks better today. And so do most of our viewers, because we all buy the same type of investments, right? I think. Biodrec, EV.
Well, I just do it. I just do what you and Arjun tell me to do.
Yeah, well, that's your error. You gotta do your own due diligence.
Tell me about it.
You gotta do your own due diligence.
I gotta do my own due diligence.
David Corner 111. Good morning. Yeah, it's been a minute. I was wondering if we could take a look at RK and T. Well, I spoke to Kathy this morning.
Did you? Yeah, because you and she like this, right?
She told me not to worry about RK. Take all my spare change and buy it, she told me. And AT&T, Kate McKinnon assured me that it's okay. Well, she's right.
Okay. Is she that or is she T-Mobile?
Which one is Kate advertising for?
I think it's T-Mobile.
I think
it's got a T in it anyway.
Oh, T-Mobile? All right. In any event, we'll try to take a look at these things. We'll see how far we can.
I mean, I thought T was making some good moves in terms of it buying content, but the market doesn't seem to agree with me.
Yeah, Kat's saying hello to everybody, and so is
VBIV. Yeah, I guess I'm reading ahead.
Sean is in love with AMD.
Yeah.
He like it. He loves it. That's because he had it since it was 2, maybe.
Gotcha.
Since it was a pup. Mark is with us today.
I know I am.
I think I am. I'm holding BCRX to earnings. Yeah. And according to Dan, it will sell off after earnings.
Really?
Yep. Glad to see you, Kat. Glad to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you. Professor Omar would be happy.
Yes, he would.
90% invested, yes. Definitely.
SMI, at least a slight bit happier.
Chris is a proponent that we stay with a Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Friday schedule.
Well, I mean, during COVID, it was a lot easier.
No, maybe we could accommodate that if we do half-hour shows instead of hour shows.
These things kill the day anyway.
Oh, that's
So
true.
it's good to just get them.
That's true. Well, maybe I'll do one alone. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, your show was good yesterday. You had a good rapport with everybody, going back and forth between the charts and the conversations.
Well, I started alone, and we kind of all end up alone, don't we?
Talk about gloom and doom. Yes.
Gloom.
Yes. Ultimately, we all die alone.
Yes. Sean is saying.
Yeah, we have to look at people. I mean, I'd rather do it when Arjun's around so he can give me a pep talk.
Or do it when he's not around so we get a more objective point of view, maybe.
Who wants that? I want to feel better about my choices.
We feel better. We want the cheerleaders squad.
That's right.
If we're gonna get anywhere with the charting, we got to start.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to the chat group.
Yeah. I'll let you know if anything worth discussing.
Yeah.
Goes up on the ether.
All right, so let's get going.
You could always, if they were talking about a third show, you could always add a weekend kind of, reflection.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, during the weekends, we're like, our stocks aren't moving. What do we do?
Sean says we definitely need more. We definitely need more shows. Sean is.
Make sure that comment is down before you do the charting. That's one thing. When you're alone, some people should have reminded you of that.
All right. Okay.
There you go.
I like the comment, but we'll get rid of it anyway. Nice comment. Nice thought.
Yes. More shows. Yes, that's true. More cowbell.
Definitely a nice shot. I should get closer to the microphone. Okay, so what's the averages doing? Quick check of the averages first. The S&P is flat. The Dow is flat. The NASDAQ is up 0.64%. We have some movement there. The Russell is at 0.7%. Nice movement there. So 2 of the 4 indices are carrying the day, and I suppose IBB and XBI are up. So our is doing good today. Biotech and Russell 2000 type stocks, which most of us tend to gravitate to. Most of us, meaning those who follow Dr. J and Professor Spike.
Yeah, I mean,
tend to be in biotech, EV, marijuana, Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. So you want to take a look at the macro? Let's take a look at the macro.
Okay. Well, we're running out of time. So
a quick look at the Russell.
Professor Omar's here, and he's happy about stocks.
Professor Omar, you feeling better about the markets today? Professor Omar is always nervous about the market. Even when he's 100% invested, especially then.
So the rut's in a rut?
I'm nervous about my investments, even at 5% invested, let alone 100%.
Yeah, well, some of us are sort of stuck. That's because I don't know how to sell.
Money, you don't like to lose, Money is money.
Selling. That's why I became an academic.
This is a picture of the Russell, and we're looking at the daily here. And we're up today, sitting on the 9. The 9 days proving to be a little bit of support here. And the 100 and the 50 will be resistance up about 22.55. Looks like resistance. If we get past that 23.63, then the bull will be fully roaring and get out of its way. If we break through the other direction, if we break through, what is this? This is 2066 on the downside. Look out below. So I think the clear direction will come with a breakout of the Russell. The S&P and the Dow can futz around all it wants. This will tip off which way the market is going to go. It's the Russell. It's all about the Russell. It's the Russell 2000. That's very meaningful here.
Sure.
And we're in a trading range. There's no question about it. IWM, we're going to see the same picture. But I want to show it anyway.
Okay. Your show.
Yeah, well, we're up almost 1%, which is a significant move. Almost back to the 220 level, which is right smack in the middle of the trading range. Trading range is, from memory, is 206 to 236. 30-point trading range. 15 and 6 is 21. So we're not quite midway through the trading range. But we're close. We're basically midway through the trading range. The Russell is right smack in the middle. So it's not overbought, it's not oversold. It's just about corresponds to where the Russell is in its trading range, where IWM is in its trading range. So it's been oscillating since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Vacillating, oscillating, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the right word is. It's been going from the lower part of the trading range to the upper part of the trading range, back to the lower, and then up and down and up and down. So we're getting so many of these touches of the upper trend line and the lower trend line. More touches of the lower trend line. Well, close. It's very close. We have about 4 touches since the beginning of the year. Let's count them. This is a touch. 1. Let's count this. 2. Let's count that. 3. 3 touches of the upper versus 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 touches, maybe 6 of the lower. So I think we've been hovering, banging on the door of going lower more than high, but that doesn't mean anything. Ultimately, the markets will tell us whether we're going to go melt up or correct at 10 or 15%. And I think the 10 or 15% will be not from the top, but from the bottom, from the 206 level. So I'm looking at 10% from 200, about 180 area that I think it would correct to. Let's say about maybe 190. I think there's a correction due to the 190 level. So I'm going to draw in my prediction. And I mean, that's conservative because it could go more than, that would be 5%, right? 190 from 200. It could go definitely lower than that, but conservatively to the 190 level. Enough doom and gloom as somebody.
Well, we are at a point of inflection here. It's just not clear.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were talking about whether or not this is a parabolic going down or is it a cubic going up. And so we definitely agree that we're at a point of inflection. It's just, I guess we just got to wait for more data to figure it out. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, Novus, okay.
And Novus is presenting today. I don't know if they already presented their data or not. Probably. I don't guess it's up on the day, so I guess what they liked what they heard, if they in fact already presented, which I don't know for a fact. We're forming a new trend line on.
Yeah.
Let's draw it in. So we have a parallel trend line,
Yeah, we have a nice
which
channel.
is
Yeah.
fine because it's still, the direction is still up. As long as we're not changing direction, I don't care if we're in a lower channel than before, big deal, it'll get there. Just take a little longer. But this parallelism is actually a good thing. So I'm happy with that. The chart looks fine to me. No need to sell based on this chart
Right.
at this point. The 9-day is support. It looks just fine, the daily, and the weekly looks just fine as well. I'm not going to bother. But even though we've come down from the highs, we're heading back up. So the 132 looks like a nice target. I think we'll get there. So we're inching back up. The question is that will the group, the Alzheimer's group, continue to move up even after the conference, or will there be some profit taking as there often is after a big conference? That's the question. So we might get
Patrick's saying the presentation is at 5 today. So this might be just some
five.
stuff.
So it's up in anticipation of the presentation. I got you. Now Sava had a big move, and I think presented. When did they present? Monday or?
No idea.
I know they already presented. Very big move today to new record highs.
Yeah, 8% for the day.
I'm tempted to take my profit once again. I took profits at 123 on the original run from $8. I took profits recently at 127 on the run from 80. And now I'm thinking of taking profits at 138, 139 on a much smaller run. I'm in since about 112 or something.
Yeah, right. You went up. Right. My last buy was at 99.
Still, a profit is a profit. I'm giving it some thought, especially considering the fact that most of the good news is out, and what's going to propel it now. I think maybe a little pullback is what it needs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been on a tear. It's very difficult to sell when it's making new highs every day.
Right.
But at some point, maybe I'll either sell it or trim it, maybe even today. CTXR is another one. They presented the other, no, not CTXR. What's the symbol?
CRTX.
CRTX. CRTX. Where
This
are
is
you?
not for those of us who are dyslexic. It's a hard game.
I'm back with Sidious. I can't get rid of it now. All right, it's the same letters, but in a different order.
Right. There you go.
By the way, it's not insignificant that Sidious is up a nickel today. Nickel is a big move for when it's under $1, so just thought I'd mention that. This one has had a big run along with all the other Alzheimer plays. And they're pretty far along. I think they're in phase 2-3 in their clinical trials. And they seem to have a pretty good drug. So this is one that may be a little bit overlooked and not getting the press that Sava and the Novus is getting, but maybe worthy of it, nevertheless. So maybe this is where the bargain is. Maybe this is the bargain stock. CT, I'm never going to remember the initial.
Right. Well, if you're going to talk about that one, you should at least talk about AVXL as well, since that's the one that's more common that we've been talking about.
Okay.
in terms of, these alternatives to Novus and Sava.
The pullback to the lower end of the channel was definitely a buying opportunity. That occurred yesterday. It pulled back to 53.70. We're already at $58 today with a nice candle. So if it shoots past the 9, I think we could be heading back up to the upper end of this channel that I didn't draw very well.
Indeed.
There we go. Now it looks at least it looks parallel now. Okay, so this is another one that you should keep your eye out on and maybe add to your AD collection. So enough AD talk. What's next?
All right. Yeah, we can. People are very interested in BCRX to see what we think about that.
I think if that was the only stock I owned, I'd be better off. I've made a lot of money in BCRX. That's not true. I guess Sava and
Yeah, I'm sure Sava and Novus have treated you just as well.
Yeah, actually better. But I had more money.
BCRX, we've been loading up in anticipation, and we've made profits along the way.
Yeah, I mean, when is the earnings report? A few weeks?
In a couple of weeks, yeah.
A couple of weeks.
And that's the question of the day, is whether or not the earnings. Are we all expecting a surprise to the upside like Arjun is?
I think so.
If it's a surprise, then it won't be baked into the price beforehand, and so then it's worth holding till the announcement. If, on the other hand, it makes a big move in anticipation, then maybe everybody's going to be on the same page.
I don't think it's making a big move until earnings actually come out.
Okay.
And then when they actually come out, it'll pop up, and then we give it all back. Exactly.
You have to be very quick on that one. Quick with the button.
Such a beautiful trend line from what day is that?
April.
Yeah, just a beautiful low, April 13th. The low is 923. We've been on a tear, and we're still hitting that trend line. We have 3 hits in that trend line. The last hit was 719 at low of 1507. So I see that trend line support as being very strong. And you also have the 9-day and the 50 as support above that trend line. So you have a lot of support underneath. So on a pullback, I don't expect it to be more than a point or two. So if it goes up to 18, 19 after earnings, the worst pullback I expect is to the trend line, which would be at about $16 by then. So I think any pullback will be minor, unless you have an earnings miss. That would that's a different story. I just don't expect that, though. But then again, nobody else does either. So the earnings miss would definitely be detrimental. It would be a very big surprise, and it would cause the stock to plummet. So you don't want an earnings miss. It's a nice chart. Nice chart. What could I say? Really nice. And I'm staying long. I'm staying strong. I already have puts and calls. I wrote the 17s for August, the puts, and I ifed off on some of my shares by writing the 18 call. So I wrote them both ways. An ideal close for me on August 20th would be right where it is now, 17, 17. Anywhere between 17 and 18, I make out like a bandito.
Well, you make out on the premiums.
Yeah, well, that's significant.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Okay, I wanted to do,
AUPH?
what have I got on the list? ATNF?
ATNF is next on your list and Tilray.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have to do at least
ATNF
those four, if nothing else.
is on the move back up after a little sell-off, up 2.5% today. It had a significant sell-off. Maybe, just maybe, the good news today is going to turn it around. Maybe, although the chart is less than convincing. The good news has to do with research that they're doing with marijuana,
Really?
medical marijuana, marijuana compound. I think it might be synthetic. That probably synthetic. That cannabinoid, synthetic cannabinoid that it fights inflammation. That would be good for many diseases because inflammation is at the root of so many diseases. But they're talking about pain in particular, pain management.
Well, remember the idea of synthetic marijuana was just sort of a misnomer, in that it was really like something more chemical and not very nice for you. It was getting a bad rap for a while. I'm hoping that this is more natural and closer to actual cannabinoids as opposed to, say, fentanyl or anything like that.
Well, they advertise it as cannabinoids. So.
Okay.
And I mean, the chart has been great up until just a couple of weeks ago. Started to really collapse on 7/16 when it was as high as 940. So in very few trading days, it's really collapsed, which we don't like. But we do have great support at the 200 and then at the 668 level, which was a significant low back in May. That low is 666. Yes, the devil made me do it. So yeah, 666. You can bet it at Vegas on the big wheel, right? 666. All right, so yeah.
And you might as well do Tilray to follow up since we're on the same.
So this one, I don't like the candle today, by the way, because it's a doji, and it's below, it's open, and it had run up, and there's a tall upper shadow. We don't like the candle. The chart's been yucky. The only thing I like is that it looks like strong support below, and the fundamentals look very interesting. So this one, it's a long way to Tipperary if you're going to hold it to the end, but it might be worth a play off these lows of 666. So what's next, Tilray? Nice earnings.
Yeah. Only because, like I said, we're in a similar industry.
It surprised everyone to the upside, so it's up significantly today. Up 25%. That's a thing of beauty. When this thing rallies, it really knows how to rally. This particular name. And we're in rally mode. Are we going to be stopped by the 200? It looks like it may very well be at the high today, but who knows? We'll let it play itself out. And one day does not a turnaround make.
Exactly.
But it's a start, and I love those big green candles. So if you want to get into Tilray, I suspect you could probably get in cheaper than chasing it. Yeah, probably 14.75, something like that.
I mean, ever since the merger, this thing's been a lux.
Yeah. all the pot stocks have been
'Cause
very.
I stayed in since I bought the AUP, the other one, the one that they,
APHA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all the pot stocks have been very weak. Curaleaf is low, it's given back off the top. SNDL, they've all been weak. Tilray is maybe the first sign of a turnaround for the whole sector. Let's hope so. So I think this could be the start of what we're waiting for in the pot sector.
Good, I hope so.
So I would give it a shot on any weakness back to the below 15. I'd nibble here. What's the next one on my list?
AUPH.
This one is long overdue to rally, long overdue to be taken out.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for months upon months.
Yeah. I don't know what the news is today, but it must be pretty significant. It's up 14%. It's been trending on stock twits, and I still own the January calls, but I own, I think, the 20s or the 22s, and I don't remember. I'm underwater on what I paid for it now.
Yeah, well.
But this is a nice sign. This is what I'd love to see, those big green candles. So it's a nice turnaround. I think we could see bigger and better things out of Aurenia. Let's see if we can pick up a news item. Do you know what the news is?
Yeah, I'm looking. They're just saying that things have been moving, but not for any specific reasons. It says analysts expect Aurenia Pharmaceuticals to announce negative 35 cents per share, I guess, which is better than negative 37.
That's not the reason it's popping.
Well, that's the latest news. Then there's been a lot of. Then the most of the news after that is how the market's been reacting to that.
Well, maybe there's a little meme type stuff going on.
Yeah.
A lot of shorting on this one, maybe.
Just, yeah,
Maybe
just
it's a little bit of a
some options around.
squeeze. I'm just guessing. I don't really know. But I do know that my entry point would be right in the middle at about 12:30.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like the middle of those big green candles. So I only own options, but if you want to own the stock, that's not a terrible thing either. I think there's an excellent chance for buyout here. Okay.
Next one's a dealer's choice.
Well, let's see what the group wants. Pete says
the group are mentioning things here and there.
Is that YOLO and THCX are moving up today?
And I don't know if YOLO's
Pete wants to see Vuzi, I think.
Wants to do some of the oldies, Pete. So like we were in IDEX for a while with Pete, and then we sort of slipped out of it.
Yeah,
Some people still in Vuzi and
Riley
AVD.
wants DraftKings.
I want to see DraftKings too, actually.
Rishi is repeating what he said yesterday, that it's going to double, easy double from here on Innovis. So we have a strong Innovis bull.
Yeah.
Strong Innovis bull. JD fan. We have never looked at the chart, maybe once on JD. BCRX, August 5th is earning. And Kat says ABCL and ME are showing a little life, been accumulating those two. If Kat's been accumulating,
we haven't really discussed those guys. The Mantis is funny.
I mean, we have very, very let me tell everybody this. Our opinions are strictly our own, and so are the
See another
opinions
bell.
of our
This is important.
friends, our family of friends, really. I keep getting this spam call, which I gotta get rid of.
Yeah, I think
So while we have the utmost respect for our family of friends thinking, and we even Professor Spike and I are influenced by their thinking. It's very important to realize that you have to do your own due diligence. So Kat is making us aware of something that we should look at, but then you make up your own mind. ABCL and me, says Kat. Let's see what other people are thinking. Mantis is into Annovis, added today. There you go. That's a lot of enthusiasm. Pete is into Vuzi.
yes. Maybe I'll put Vuzi on the list if we have time.
Daryl is into Off.
Right.
Arenia. And Kat says
Kat's talking about her two stocks, right?
she doesn't recommend me or the other one, but she just likes them. That's fine, Kat. NMTR. Wow, we got so many.
This is a new one from Pete, I think.
We have so many requests, and we both short on time today. So
yeah,
pick something.
Oh, we can pick a couple. Why don't we do? Like I said, why don't we do AMD, since that's what people have been talking about.
AMD.
Yeah, we might as well.
The stock that's been knocking on the door of 100 for a long time.
Right. We'll do about. Let's see. We have enough time for about two more. I have the two that we should do.
I'm going to let you pick them.
Okay. So we'll do AMD first, since we talked about, since you just mentioned it.
Okay, so it's.
And then we'll do Vuzi for Pete, and we'll do. I guess we could do one of the Bitcoins that you put on your list.
If this one doesn't at least hit 100, I would be very, very, very surprised. Very, very, very surprised. My first reaction yesterday was a big yes, it's going to hit 100. Then I said maybe. I don't think there's any maybes about it anymore.
Certainly got the mo for it.
Yes, it's got the mo. I don't see it not hitting 100. Let's just draw the old high and believe it's the old high. $99 it hit. I think 100. 99.23.
That'd be frustrating.
I really think it's going to take that out and go above 100. So you want to buy this on a little pullback, but if you get a little pullback, I think it's going. It's going. 100 it is. I will submit to all those who say 100. Yes, you got it. You're going to get it. Congratulations, even before it officially happens. So I'm pretty convinced on that. This is the one that Arjun has been in love with. I'm going to just show it.
Really?
Yeah, he's in love with this one. He says double digits. And today.
Yeah, no, I've seen this. I know.
Today,
I went on the ride with him. So hopefully you're right.
So you're in on this one. Okay. I just wanted to put this up because Arjun needs a moment in the sun.
Yes.
He's in Central America vacationing.
So he has plenty of sun.
I'm sure he's getting a lot of sun.
Right.
But actually, they have a lot of jungles there, don't they, in Costa Rica?
Depends on where you go. It's like America, different places, different. or like this part of America.
So you
Keep the
move
cards
up
light as
to
yourself.
me. And maybe Arjun may just be correct on this one. Very nice move today. Watch this one. Arjun likes it to double digits.
Yeah. He's been rattling the
Vuzi
for Pete. And maybe CVM for me if you get a chance.
Sure. Up big time today. Getting a lot of big moves today.
All right, so have we talked about Vuzi? We talked about Vuzi a couple times, right?
Oh yeah, we've charted this quite a few times. I don't even remember what they do anymore, but
I'll tell you right now. Supplier of smart glasses and augmented reality technologies.
Okay. And we have a new trend line that's following the 200, basically. Looks like it wants to form a little trend line going up, and it popped above the 9 today. The chart is still, I think the chart is still basically bullish, and it's following the 200 in an upward direction. Let's take a look at the weekly on this. Sometimes it clarifies things. Well, the weekly shows a tremendous move to over 30 and then a tremendous collapse.
Right.
Very quick collapse in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. It collapsed down to 13.
Well, if you think about it, it went to the middle of the spike.
From 33 to 13. And now for many weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11 weeks or about 3 months, it's been trying to regain its footing, and made one attempt at a rally and failed when it hit the 9. And now it looks like it's ready to make another attempt at a rally.
Right.
Let's see if it can get past that 9. Let's see if it can take out a high. Let's see if it can take out 1933. I mean, it's got to make a significant move to convince me that it's turned it around. Right now, from the weekly, it still looks weak. From the weekly, it looks weak.
That's weekly, right?
Yeah.
So Kathy keeps buying Vuzi according to Pete.
CVM for Professor.
If you wouldn't mind, only because there are some people grasping at straws with this one about whether or not they said, because Gert said that in advance he talked about the fact that there was an arm there that he was aware of. So it wasn't he wasn't just fishing and mining out the data. That there was a group that was actually explicitly mentioned. Now, if the FDA buys that argument, then they may have something to say. They may move on that. So my understanding is pretty soon they're going to have some discussions about whether or not it's worth trying to pursue that line.
I mean, this is one hell of a drop
I know. Very expensive for a lot of us.
And now each week it's been trending lower. 5 weeks of trending lower. I mean, it's not a significant trend lower.
Are you still on the weekly or daily?
I'm still on the weekly. I'm on the weekly. We have 5 weeks in a row.
The news just recently.
5 weeks in a row that it's been trending lower. And the daily is probably not going to look much better, but we'll take a look at it anyway.
Right. Well, the reason it didn't collapse completely was because of this profound possibility.
Yeah. Get letter to shareholders, right? Yeah. I have to read the letter. I wasn't even interested enough to read it, but I guess I should.
Omar's saying don't even bother.
Don't even bother reading it. Yeah.
I don't even bother with this stock.
Yeah.
Take your losses and go home.
I think Professor Omar is probably right. It's been my feeling to just turn the page on this one.
Right.
I still kind of feel that, but there's nothing in the chart that's telling me otherwise, really, that I could see. So, yeah.
You want to end with happy news, like your Bitcoin or anything like that?
You pick it.
I pick it. Actually, no, I'll leave it to you. Either automobiles like XPEV or Bitcoin. Your choice.
XPEV.
All right, done.
I think we got a little bounce, didn't we?
I'm hoping so.
$3.29 or 10%. That's probably because I sold yesterday. I couldn't stand it going down every single day, so I just said, "The hell with it, I don't care." And I still feel that way until the Chinese change their tune and give reassuring statements instead of these statements that put doubt in investors' minds about what they're doing with regulation. When they threaten to take XPEV and delist it, things like that are just not good for the stock.
Right.
I'm glad that it bounced back today for all those shareholders, but I think I'm not interested anymore.
What happens to our money if these stocks get delisted?
For now, I'm not interested. Personally, we have an inside day, Harami, which is a good sign. Maybe we get a little bit of a rally back to the 9. So I see the 9 as possible resistance. 37. Where's the 9? The 9 is up around 40. So you could get another 2-point move here. And then the truth will come out, whether it can sustain it or not. So this is just for now, it's a dead cat bounce for now. That's how I view it. Unless it shows me more tomorrow. For now, it looks like a dead cat bounce. All right, so I'm happy that it's up for those who are in it, but I'm not unhappy that I'm out of it. Kind of a burden removed from me. Anything else? Are we done?
Well, we're done charting.
If we're done charting, then let's look at a couple more comments.
Yeah, Professor Omar says he's actually still in some of these plays, as am I.
Pete says, "Yeah, screw CVM." So AVDL, the other Fosco play, has taken on some CVM people. Worries me. Yeah, it seems Fosco had a trifecta, right? CTXR, Citius Pharmaceuticals, Celsci, and Avadel. Is that the name, Avadel?
Yes.
Avadel. Yeah, so far he's clearly struck out on 2 out of 3. But maybe this one will turn out to be better.
Casey at the bat.
No time to chart it today, though.
Right.
Omar owns XPEV, LI, and Futu. Maybe bailing out tomorrow, or at least sell half.
Yeah.
And see how they behave by the end of the week.
I have Neo, and I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. And with respect to XPEV, he's in agreement with me. And Patrick says Cardano is the best crypto, in his opinion. El Salvador adopts it as a currency. Interesting. And Andrew says, to Professor Omar, do you follow TIGR or just FUTU? Andrew apparently is into both of these high flyers. And Professor Omar responds by saying he got rid of his TIGR.
Which went up 16% today, that's why.
You see, everybody, there's a lot of side conversation going on that Professor Spike and I are not necessarily privileged to. But if you join us live and in person, you will be privileged to see the chat and participate in the best chat on YouTube. We have the very best chat group on YouTube with some very, very
we have great conversations. And
so maybe next time, you know what we should do next time, Professor Spike? We should keep quiet and just flash on all the messages.
Well, right.
And simply read them.
Maybe we'll have. Well, they are good conversations.
The show can be dictated by
and they get funny too sometimes. Especially when
that's about it for today. We hope that Arjan is having a pleasant vacation in Costa Rica. We hope that Professor Spike had a wonderful anniversary day yesterday. And we hope that we continue to make money, not lose money in the markets.
Amen to that.
And we will see you on Friday at around 11:15.
Sounds good.
Sound good?
Yep.
All right, look for us. Look for us on Friday. We'll be here. I'm not sure what time. That's why you have to subscribe so you know the time. And tell your friends about us and give us that. Thank you for all the thumbs up we got on today's show. Much appreciated. And also merchandise. I'm not wearing my Dr. J shirt today, but you can check it out on SCOKPIKS.com. Adios, amigos. Till the next time.
See you later.
Ciao.